Spiritual meanings of a midlife crisis. Everybody knows someone who has had or is going through a midlife crisis. It starts to occur in their early 40s. It's a time in their life when they've had some accomplishments in their career. Most had a family, had a nice home, but it doesn't seem to be enough. Deep down, they feel they are missing something. It's the grass is greener syndrome. If you ask someone why they are having a midlife crisis, they really won't have a definitive answer. All they know is they were tired of life the way it was. All right. So how are we doing there, Ray?
Well, we have Rebecca, we have Kathy.
Okay.
And it says there, all the comments are coming through.
Okay, good. What do we have, Ray?
We have, hi, everybody. And this is me. How did you know? She's a psychic. That's how she knows.
We're all psychic, by the way.
Everybody's psychic, aren't they?
You're getting guidance all the time. Now, Ray's going to keep his eye on your questions tonight because last week we missed your questions, okay? We realized that. And something Facebook changed.
Yep.
Okay, so what do we have for... So somebody put something up.
They did.
Okay, do we have a question?
Not yet.
Okay, we need your questions.
Questions or comments about today's
insight. And
midlife crisis.
Right, and we want to talk about this because it may be that you had one, or you feel one coming on, or you know someone, or maybe you're with someone who you feel that's happening to. Okay.
Or you were with somebody who had one.
Right, right. So let's talk about that because, you know, that causes a lot of trouble in families once they get to the point of maturity. And just about the time that things start to really start changing and you start to doubt yourself, you start to look for something more, you start to look for excitement because you feel like you missed something, all right?
Okay, a couple of comments, kind of the same.
Good.
One from Rebecca, one from Sherry. Hi, Sherry. Sherry's new. Welcome.
Hi, Sherry.
Rebecca says she's trying to figure out who she is right now, struggling with it.
Right, Rebecca.
Rebecca. And then Sherry said it happened to her, you know, previously. She found herself that she needed her faith at that time, and apparently it was lacking at that time or not as strong as she wanted.
Well, you felt like something was missing.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, here they come.
Okay, so let's let the guides just a minute, and we want you to keep bringing the questions through, okay, Ray?
Yep.
And let's let the guides talk to Rebecca first. And what was Rebecca, Ray? Rebecca asked first, so let's...
Trying to figure out who she is now.
Okay, Rebecca, we're going to let your guides, your spirit guides and angels, tell you what that is, okay? And here they go.
It's a common situation. You spend the first 20 years of your life proving yourself to others with your education, then a job, then a family and kids. This goes on for another 20 years. So you've relived the first 20 where you proved yourself to things, and then another 20 where you proved yourself to everyone but yourself. It's at times like this when what you devoted all your time to for 40 years starts to disappear. The kids are grown and gone. Your spouse could have left you. And Now you start asking those two most important questions. Who am I really? And what am I supposed to be doing with my life? This is the crisis. You've spent 40 years not living for yourself. And we don't mean that selfishly. You spent all your time pleasing and taking care of others when no one took care of you. Now you have your time back. Is it really a crisis, or is it an opportunity?
That's what it really is. It's your time. The fact that they went on with their own lives and they found their own way has given you your life back. So it's your time. It just feels empty. It feels like, what just happened? And it makes you ask that question, who am I? And why am I here? What is my purpose? And that's the right thing to ask. And that's what launches you on your path to find your way. Okay, what do we have, Ray?
Okay, Sherry had the question about her faith. She had a midlife lack of faith, and now she has it back, and she realizes she needed it, and now she's alive because of it, and it awakened her.
Let's let them talk. We're going to let your spirit guides and angels talk with you about what you experienced, Sherry, what you experienced. And here they go.
Sherry, it could have been the other way around. Many people who had strong faith in their early years and allowed everything to just happen when it happened and accepted things blindly, like blind faith, may not have worked out by the time they got to 40s. Then they could have lost their faith. You were the opposite, and faith showed up at a time when you allowed it to and were open to new ideas.
Do you love this? These guides have this thing, you guys. They see the whole thing. They see it without all the drama and trauma. They just see it for what it is. What else do we have, Ray?
Kathy Cartagena. Do you remember Kathy?
I love Kathy.
Why does it seem that men especially go through their midlife crisis around 40? Why do they think the grass is always greener on the other side? Let's see if we have another questions like that.
Let's go ahead and ask Kathy's, because they're going to understand that, Ray. Okay, Kathy, your spirit guides and angels are here with us now, and they're going to talk about that situation in a general sense like you asked it. Okay, and here they go.
In many marriages, the man is older by 5 years or so than the woman. The woman started having children in her 20s when the man was approaching 30. It's been 40 years, and men seem to look at the greener grass, which is never greener. It's a situation where no matter where the grass is, you still have to take care of it and nurture it. But the men who are a little older than their wives reach this crisis point a lot faster.
So why? Why do they?
Their thinking is not at the same age level that their spouses.
So are you saying that the men are less mature than the woman?
That's a big part of it. And they may feel that they are missing something because their life has become routine.
So I would say that here's what I feel about that, Kathy, and all of you, is the men work. They work all the time. They're kind of like slave drivers. They work to support their family. Not that the woman doesn't do that too, but the man really gives it all up. Women are multifaceted. Men are not. They focus on one thing and they just drive that way. So they feel like they missed something. And you know what? They did. Because men are not multifaceted. They can't spin all the plates like the woman can. We were just born with that gift, you guys, women. And men were not. So I could see how that could happen to a man. He's just lived a two-dimensional life. He gets to the point where he's in his 40s and he's going, I know I'm missing something. And he is. He missed that, all the dimensions that you have not as a woman. So
in the traditional family, a lot of times, if the family had a lot of kids, I mean, the wife didn't work. She stayed home and she raised the kids. But a man reaches his peak earning power about mid-40s.
Right.
And if he hasn't made it up through middle management, past the middle level, where there's a lot of people just like him in the corporation.
Ray was a executive recruiter for 30 years, right? 25 years. So he knows this.
If they haven't reached their maximum earnings potential,
right,
in their careers, they feel that something's missing, so they go out and they buy a new convertible and they have an affair.
They do silly things.
They try to go back 20 years.
To revive themselves.
They try to go back to 20 years and do the things they used to do.
Right, Ray.
Those crazy, wild things.
Well, you know, because you worked with those people.
I was never one of those people, but
you weren't. No, he really wasn't. Ray really wasn't. He didn't experience it. And it doesn't mean everyone does, you know.
No.
But Ray wasn't just focused in one thing. He worked on personal development. He went to those seminars on the weekends to find out who he was. You know, he worked on himself. That's not real normal for guys. They don't. Some guys do it, but mostly women do that. You know. What else do we have there, Ray?
We have Linda Schwartz. Hi, Linda.
Hi, Linda.
She has, is it possible you've just completed your contract and you have to find a new one at that point?
Let's let the guy answer.
She puts an example here that she had a healing practice in New York for 20 years, and she was exhausted with it. And she felt done with it, and she moved to Santa Fe and then to LA. So,
yeah, and that, let's let your guides, your spirit guides and angels, talk to you about that. And here they go, Linda.
It's different if you don't have family to drag with you. It's easy for someone who feels they are exhausted and done with a certain career to move to a new environment, even if they do the same thing in the new environment, it feels totally different and a new start.
So is that a midlife crisis, what Linda described?
It was more a midlife redirection of your career.
So that was not a midlife crisis. That was just a radical move the other way, okay, for Linda.
Yeah, just like I used to work in Toledo, Ohio, and manage an office for a company, and one day they asked me if I'd rather stay there in Toledo, Ohio, or go manage the office in San Diego, doing the same thing, basically. I mean, that was kind of
A no-brainer.
opportunity that just dropped out of the sky.
Right, right. So how do you relate that to what Linda's message was, Ray?
Well, there's a lot of factors that would get you exhausted or
Right.
tired with the career. It could be the weather in New York City. It could be
Right.
the people. It could be you want a slower lifestyle. You want to...
You just need a change.
Right.
I think that was true for you, Linda. And, you know, no matter what course that took you on, it answered questions. It let you move on to what was really right for you at that time. What else do we have there, Ray?
Well, Rebecca
Good
said,
questions, you
yeah,
guys.
these are good questions,
Really
good
good.
comments. Rebecca says again, she's totally having one now, and what is her purpose in life now? See, that's the question that everybody asks.
Yeah, and that's what a midlife crisis makes you ask. And we're going to let her guides talk to her about this. What is Rebecca's purpose in her life right now? That's the big question, okay? And your spirit guides and angels are going to answer that, Rebecca. And here they go.
Anyone's purpose is service to others. People who spend their entire life doing things in a selfish manner only to enrich themselves, many times at the expense of others, will never be fulfilled in this life until they do something that helps others, that contributes to the world in a selfless way. And this is not about making money. You could spend your life at a job you hate and make good money, but die from boredom. So when you ask yourself, what am I supposed to be doing now in midlife? Ask yourself, what would you do for free because you loved doing it?
Okay. A lot of times, Rebecca, what that is has to do with healing the hurt in you. You're not the only one hurting from whatever that is. There's many people hurting from the same thing that you feel, and how you can help them resolve it by putting it out there, like in Guided. I talked about my life. You know, I spilled the beans. I was really candid, and you know, I really told it like it was, and people gravitated toward it because they felt that, they experienced that on some level. They could relate to that, and then they would come to me, and I could help them. Okay, so it's just like that. You could start a blog, or you could talk about these things, and other people would gravitate toward you, and then you could work that out and help them, and they could help you. It's a two-way street, right?
Rebecca says, wow, you totally have me crying.
Well, these are your guides here. These are your guides. They love you, and they know you, and they're always with you. And it's just us that aren't always present. So when we're not present, our guides can't reach us, okay? Right now, when you're with us, Rebecca, you can be reached because your heart is open, okay? And your guidance can come through. You're present, all right?
Okay, she also says, what are your thoughts about, she wants to heal herself.
I know she
What
does.
are your thoughts about healing yourself with crystals? She doesn't like to take man-made medicine or alcohol. She's trying to heal her soul, but it seems like she's unsure about everything. Jesus, God, angels, spirit guides, what do they all want me to do for myself? I'm having a hard time with everything. I don't know where to start. I needed both of you today.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So sum it up, Ray. Just without having to look at it, just sum it up.
Well, the goal is right. The goal is to heal yourself.
Right.
That's why it's called...
Okay, here's what I want to say to you, Rebecca, and then your guides are going to answer this. You are truly in a crisis. You have been for a while. You've reached out to me many times, all right? And I know you are, and you're sincere about wanting to get this right in yourself. It hurts you. It's painful. I want you to know that this is guidance, okay? This pain you feel, this urge you feel to learn, to know, to solve this is guidance. Finally able to reach you, showing you that you need to look into this and you need to face this once and for all. Ray, let's let the guides talk to her. And here they go, Rebecca.
The reason you feel confused is that each time you think you are attempting to heal yourself and you don't feel better after you do it, it's guidance that you may be going the wrong way.
Right.
Since everything is guidance and everything is put in your path to experience and learn from, not all lessons are happy ones. There is always some pain in recovery.
Okay. Rebecca, my guided journey, right here. This is what you need to start working on. This is going to take you back. And in part 2, taking the journey, we have a video associated with each chapter. There's 18 chapters in part 2 that take you back so you can reclaim yourself, okay? You need to go back and you need to do the work. You need to go back and reclaim what that is. The videos associated with it, the MP3s associated with it. Get this book. Treat yourself to this book. It's on Amazon. It's $10.99. It's affordable. Okay, get this and start doing the work. You do the work and you follow the videos that we associated with each one. This has so much guidance in it, so much support in it, okay? I know you want to heal this. You need help to do it. You need a way to write it down. That's what this is. This is a workbook. It's the companion journal to Guided, all right? And it will get you there. But you have to get this book to do this, all right? You're ready to do this, Rebecca. That's why it hurts you. You are finally ready, all right?
Okay. Miriam's with us, Miriam Lopez. Hi, Miriam.
Hi, Miriam.
Can midlife crisis happen at any age, or is it when you've reached after 30 for women and men?
All right. And your spirit guides and angels are going to answer you on that, Miriam. And here they go.
It depends at what age you started trying to please others. Some people started as children trying to please everyone. You may have done this all your life, and now you are in your 20s or 30s or 50s before you realized that it's not all about pleasing everyone else. It's time that you spent, quiet time with yourself, and realizing that you will always feel slighted until you start working on yourself.
Yeah. A lot of women grow up with the concept, the belief system, the setup for pleasing other people. It's the nurturer, it's the mother in you, it's all that. And it goes too far. It just does go too far. So, okay, Ray, what do we have here?
And Kathy had a good comment. Most important thing that the guys want is they want you to love yourself, learn how to love yourself.
That's right. And learn how to know who you are. And in doing that, the byproduct that Kathy's talking about is loving yourself. All right?
But crystals are an excellent source for you to start the healing.
It is.
Don't we know that?
Yeah, it really is. I'm going to say that it was in the 80s when I had crystals. It was a powerful experience. Yeah, this is one of our crystals here. And
this is mine. I need a lot of healing, so I got a really big one.
Ray's doing great. So crystals are great, you guys. They're amplifiers, but they amplify your energy. So whatever you bring to the crystal is amplified. So if it's sorrow, it amplifies the sorrow. And in doing that amplification, if you write down what that is, so you don't have to keep going through it, and then you can examine what it is. Oh my God, I remember this. I wrote this down. And yes, I wrote it down there. And I remember the dreams I had. And I remember the insight I got after I worked with my crystals. I remember how it amplified my pain. And I remember how it amplified my answers, my healing. Okay? As long as you guys are paying attention, as long as you're in tune with this, and the more present that you are, the more connected you will be to your guidance, and it will just come through. All right? You can't even stop it from coming through, but you've got to write it down, right? Yeah. So, Ray, we've got need to move through this, and
we're through all the questions.
Okay.
And comments.
So what we're going to do is I want to say something to you guys about what's going on. We've got some new things going on, and I'm going to tell you about this one. If you would like to learn how to channel your spirit guides and angels just like we do, join our exclusive Facebook group, Ask the Universal Channel. That's what this is. It's called Ask the Universal Channel. In this group, you will receive free lessons on how to do this from people like Kathy. Kathy's become very good at using her talking board, along with some of the other students of Ask the Universal Channel, okay? And you're going to receive free lessons from the students of Ask the Universal Channel and free channeled readings from them. This is going to start this Thursday. So ask to join our Ask the Universal Channel group. You're going to find it on Facebook. And Ray will send you the instructions on how to get in, all right? Because you have to have one of these talking boards. These run $9.99 or $9.95 to $36, okay? So as long as you own one version of Ask the Universal Channel, Ray will let you in, okay? And when you do that, you're going to you're going to experience this Thursday getting a channeled reading from the students of Ask the Universal Channel. Very cool.
And we'll be there to moderate it.
We're going to be there to moderate it and to help them. We're going to be the host. But these guys are awesome. You're going to see how well they've learned and how easy it's going to be for you to step into that. All right?
It wasn't long ago they were beginners.
It wasn't long at all. And it's just amazing. These guys have surpassed my wildest dreams. They are doing so well. How about you, Ray?
Yeah, I'm amazed. And once you get aboard, and it's kind of like your smartphone to your guides.
Yeah.
It's like once you get aboard and you get a free channel reading from the students.
Right.
Who, 6 months ago
couldn't even do this.
Right.
They couldn't even. They were stumbling and I can't do this. I can't. And now
they were afraid.
Yeah. Well, they were afraid they couldn't do it.
Right.
But now they are. You guys are going to love this. Show up Thursday. We're going to announce this on our. Well, we won't be announcing it unless they're in the group.
Right.
You've got to be in the group to see the announcements. You won't even see them.
So come to the group, ask the Universal Channel, ask to join, and I'll send you the message.
He'll send you the instructions. Okay?
Right.
So do it, and you're going to get amazing results on Thursday, all right? For free, and you're going to be able to learn how to do this from them. Okay, so before the guides bring through their closing message, so did we have anybody say anything about that on the feed while I read this,
Nope.
Ray?
How do we get one? You'll see the message. I'll put it in the group after the thing.
Okay.
I'll put it here too.
Okay.
How to get aboard.
How to get aboard. So Ray's going to put that in the feed after we're done tonight.
Yep.
And so look for it, okay, you guys? You don't want to miss it. Okay. So before the guides bring through their closing message for today's insight, we want to let you know about next Tuesday, March 5th. Join Linda Live right here on Facebook. This will be a Q&A and commentary with Linda and her guides at 6 p.m. Pacific time, so don't miss it. In Linda's weekly guided insights, the guides will be talking about when your vision is greater than your fear of failure. When your vision is greater than your fear of failure, you are not concerned about what others may think or say about you. Some people have a vision and will do anything to follow it. They will starve, struggle, and give all their energy to see their vision come to life. These people are not only dedicated, but have the discipline to pull it off. It's through passion and patience over a long period of time that helps them realize their vision. They never doubt that they wouldn't be successful as long as they followed their passion and vision. All right? That's powerful. That's strong. That's somebody who's a can-do person who refuses to give up on their dreams. Okay? So that's what next week's going to be about. The guides are going to talk about the feeling of that, the urge, the guidance that takes you there, and your initiative to see it through. It's almost like something that, it's an urge so strong. You know you came here to accomplish that. You know you came here to live that out. This is why you're here. It's that strong. It's not something you can just say, well, I'll get around to it later. It's stronger than that, all right? When your vision is greater than your fear of failure and what people will think about you, none of that matters, okay? Your vision is stronger than that. All right.
That kind of falls, in my case, that kind of goes along with the midlife crisis thing, because I was just thinking, when did I have a situation where my passion for doing something was greater than my fear of failure? Well, I was in my early 40s when I got fired. And I thought, all my life, maybe I'd like to have my own business someday. And I started my own business when I was 42, 41.
So how does that tie into it, Ray?
That was my midlife crisis. It wasn't a crisis, it was an opportunity. It was my midlife opportunity.
So this was a vision that you were exposed to, okay? It's something that was You had done recruiting before.
Right. And I had to take, but I always worked for somebody else.
I know, but you had been groomed for that.
Right.
And then all of a sudden
I got fired.
that was a blessing.
That wasn't the opportunity. The opportunity was presented to me. A lot of people would look at that and say,
That's a
"Oh
failure.
my God,
You're a failure.
Oh, you're a failure. You got
Right.
fired."
See how that's wrong.
Yeah, I got fired.
Yeah, that's wrong. So when those kind of things happen, you're programmed to take it in a negative way.
Right.
And that's not true, you guys. That's not true. Everything in your life is guidance. And when you work with your guides and you learn how to master this, so you know the difference between guidance coming through you as opposed to you channeling your ego, okay? That's where you're going to learn the difference and how to decipher that. By learning in this group, okay? Ray's going to post that, so look for that link, all right? Don't miss this Thursday. Free channeled readings from the students of Ask the Universal Channel. You guys are going to fall in love with them, all right? So the guides are going to close tonight's session with their closing message about spiritual meanings of a midlife crisis, and here they go.
Many midlife crises happen because you put your passions on hold in your youth.
Right.
You gave up on your dreams to conform to society's pressures. Now, in your mid-40s or even 50s
or 60s,
you have gotten your time back. You are no longer being forced how to spend your time. You can spend it on yourself as needed and not feel guilty about it. You are not being selfish. You are healing yourself.
Okay, that thing about guilt, I want you guys to all pat yourself on the back for giving the ones in your life, the ones you love, your family, whatever showed up, giving them the attention, the guidance, the love, the support, the nurturing that you gave them. You have a clean slate. Now, you can move forward, you can walk into this, and you are clean. You can forge right into this and give it everything you've got and not miss the life you came here to live. Okay? The reason you're here.
All right.
Ray is going to post this as soon as we get off tonight.
Yep.
So look for it. We love having you guys. When you see the link that Ray is going to put out, if you have any questions, just let us know. Just ask it in the feed, and we'll be watching it tonight. So we'll answer you, and we'll get you set up. All right?
Great.
All right. We'll see you next week.
Oh, I'll see a lot of you on Thursday.
And Thursday, this Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific time on Ask the Universal Channel
Facebook group.
It's a closed group because it's private, because it protects your privacy. So you can ask those questions, okay? And learn with the students.
Great. Good night, everybody.
Good night.